Hey guys, Nicole here with Obscure Reptiles and Caging, and today I'm going to be giving you an Ackie monitor breeding guide. So let's get started. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be explaining to you Ackie monitors and how you breed them. And the first thing you need to know is there's no real way to breed them. There is a way to encourage them to breed, but you will see if you look into Ackie monitors, if you follow their pricing or people who post them, their prices can fluctuate, skyrocket, drop. It all depends on the market at that time. They breed when they want to. So you can have them in the perfect setup, everything is 100%, and they could not breed for you for 3 years. Certain things to encourage them to breed, and we'll go over all that. I will show you a couple pictures and videos of them actually locking. I was able to catch a couple of them, but there is really no exact science to make them breed. It's not like a ball python where you put them in brumation, you heat them up slowly, you can change the lighting. There is no way to force, the growth of follicles or anything like that. They breed when they want to. So when there is no one else selling Ackies, you might pay $700 for a baby. If there's a ton that are on the market, you might be paying $300 to $500. It all depends on what's out there at what time, the quality, and the different kinds. Reds, we have yellows. So number one, you don't really want to cross them. It just makes a very washed out Ackie. Yellows are a little bit larger. They can be top ender, which means they have a stripe, and they can also almost be orange in color sometimes. I'm going to try to get a picture and post it right here from GIS Herps. I'll see if he'll allow me. His yellows, his top ender yellows, insane. I'm hoping one day I can get some of these because they look so nice. A yellow can be a little bit yellow, but they're more or less going to be kind of browns. They're kind of more boring in color, I would say. My top ender girl, Dart, here's a picture of her. I really enjoy Dart, and she's still changing in color. Yellows, can have a wide range. When it comes to reds, if you're looking for really nice quality, you're going to be looking for something like, there's a few different lines. Everyone talks about rare earth lines, which is actually what some of the ones I have are. My one group is very dark with reds, and my other one, we'll try to find some good pictures. They're the ones that are going to be in this video that are always covered in dirt. No matter what I do, what water dish, they run through the water, they run through the dirt. You'll see the difference of, I've got pictures. These were my brand new cages I built, my 5x2x2s. And these are the cages after 12 hours. This is what it looked like. The substrate used for Ackies is dirt and sand. So when you're breeding them, the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure you have a lay box. You can have a very large substrate barrier, but if they have eggs, sometimes you can't even tell they've had eggs because they can go in there at night, lay the eggs, cover them up, and you don't know, and you can't incubate them, and then the eggs don't make it because the eggs have a very long incubation time. So a lot of breeders do, and I find it a lot easier, I use a lay box. Something like 16 by 14 by 14, and I cut a hole in the top, and I fill it with all the way to the top with dirt and sand. So I kind of put more sand in there than I do in the enclosure because it holds the humidity better. When I spray them down, I'll take a jug of water and actually fill their lay box because that way it's, I know it's wet, and when they lay their eggs, they will dig to the bottom, they will lay the eggs, and they will pack it down, and that's how they like to lay their eggs. They lay it right around 84 degrees. They're pretty accurate at this. So another really good way to encourage them to lay their eggs in there is move it around in that enclosure and kind of dig towards the bottom and check it with a temp gun. And if it's around 84 degrees, there's a very likely chance she will lay her eggs in that bin for you. I will tell you that the #1 killer of female Ackies is becoming egg bound. If you do something at all in that short span, it's only about 20 to 25 days, that she doesn't like let's say you take out her favorite hide to put something else in there that looks nicer, and now she's uncomfortable and she's unhappy, and she doesn't like things, then she could become egg bound and not actually release the eggs. If you make too much noise when she's trying to lay, or bother them or disturb them during lay, again, they could stop what they're doing, they become egg bound, and they go downhill very quick. And unfortunately, again, it's the biggest killer of female Ackies, that and obesity. So make sure, if there's a chance she's pregnant, if there's a chance she's laying or going to lay, don't change things because you got to that point. So just give her, a little bit of time. So if they're going to lock and breed, here is, I believe it was Demi and Dart. I caught the yellows locking. They will actually lock on and off for quite a while. So if you are checking your animals daily, like you should be, I normally try to do it once earlier in the day, once later in the day, just to, walk around the room and give everyone just a once over. If they're breeding and you're going to feed everybody, I would skip feeding everybody. I would leave them alone, don't make any noise, and just completely leave them alone. So what you're going to want to do is write down the day, because if, let's say 30 days and you haven't gotten eggs, she could be egg bound or she could be having issues. If you can catch an animal that is egg bound, you can take it to the vet. If you have a local vet that could do the surgery, remove the eggs. Sometimes they have to remove all of her female bits, and then she can never have eggs, but at least you save that animal. So a good way to, like, let's say you're just starting out. The best way that a lot of people will recommend is you will go and get a group or from several different breeders at one time. Like, let's say you want 1 boy and 2 girls. You cannot tell the gender until they're older. I'll say it again. You cannot 100% tell the gender. If you get an Ackie from a breeder and it's only a few months old, oh yeah, it's definitely a male, he's lying to you to make that sale. People say that they can, but they can't, because Dart 100% is still a male and she has eggs, so we know she's not a male. When they are full grown and you have a male and a female side by side, hopefully I can get some footage of some side by side so you can see the male's head is going to be a lot wider than the female's, but if they're on different sides of the cage, it's going to be very difficult to see. Males kind of have a thicker neck, but again, Dart breaks that rule. So there's a couple other different ways, but really the best true way to know, and if you really want to breed and be successful, get younger animals, grow them up together, and then once you can definitely tell what's what, then sell off ones you don't need. Maybe you'll luck out and you'll keep 5 and 4 will be a girl and 1 will be a boy. But chances are, if you want 3, I'd recommend getting 1 or 2 more. Witness locking, like you witness them breeding, then assume within 20 to 25 days you are going to have eggs, just to be on the safe side. Make sure your incubator's set up, make sure you have the lay box perfect, make sure everything's perfect, and make sure you start feeding them a little bit more aggressively, especially that female, because it takes a lot out of them. When I say after eggs, sometimes the female looks like it's been run over and it's a pancake. My one female had 20 eggs, and she looked like somebody stomped her. She was so flat, so skinny, and sometimes they're not even really hungry because they've gone through all of that. So make sure that they're in really good breeding condition before you breed, and make sure if you think she's about to have eggs, feed her a little bit extra. It can't hurt. When it comes to the eggs, they actually can take 90 days or all the way up to 120 days. So they incubate kind of cooler, kind of like bearded dragons. It's closer to 84 degrees, 85 degrees, what you set your incubator to. So if you're like me and you breed other reptiles, it works perfect because the ball pythons can go on the top and the dragons and Ackies can go on the bottom of the incubator. So with them, I only open the bin every couple of weeks to let a little air in. A lot of times before the eggs hatch, they actually start to look like they're covered in like dew in the morning, like they look like they're covered in a little bit of water specks. That's perfectly fine. That just means they're getting ready to hatch. You can actually use a flashlight and you'll be able to see the babies inside. I'll actually grab some later after and try to put a clip in here for you. But a lot of times you can actually see their tail or see their bodies in there. I have some that are due to hatch any day now, so if anyone is interested, I do have a couple left that aren't spoken for. So if anyone's interested, shoot us a message and comment below, or on Facebook you can find us at Obscure Reptiles and Caging. We also have a website called twistedreptiles.com. You can message us there as well. Make sure these guys have a lot of places to hide. The more comfortable they are, the more likely they are to breed. And a weird thing that I've noticed is every time I change location, even if it's minimal, they seem to breed. So when they were all downstairs in my reptile room and I switched them to a different wall to rearrange, everyone bred. And then when I brought them up here, we had 2 clutches of eggs. So actually in about 6 months, I'm thinking every 6 months I'm just going to switch the wall that they're on or the location that they are up versus down. And that seems to work really well. I'm not sure if other people have experienced that. There's a learning curve to it because some things I do might not work for you and some things you do might not work for other people. Make sure your animals are healthy and happy, and then they will breed for you. It may take a long time, but you should still get eggs. But that's it for this video. I hope you guys understand breeding Ackies a little bit better. If you have any questions, you can put them right in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. It really helps out, and we do videos every Wednesday. So we'll see you next Wednesday.